Welcome for the today session of introduction to business. Hope all of you are feeling fine and healthy. Today we are going to continue with the remaining of the course policy with a very important and significant topic of the introduction to business. Dear students, so far we are talking about the fundamentals of the business, and in our previous class we discussed some things about the different classes of the shares, and then we discussed the different capitals of the company. So in this regards, today we are here to discuss the debenture. Before to go through the explanation, dear students, let me just elaborate the concepts to be little bit more simple and understandable. Under the third form of business organizations by the name of the companies, we say that when the company needs money or capitals, there are different ways or methodology that the company can take loan from the public. One of the familiar and most used method or way where the company is going to get loan from the public is the shares. They are just selling shares to the market, and there are some of the investors who are willing to invest within that particular company. Apart from the debenture, there are other ways where the company can get loan or can collect fund from the investors or from the public. The students, the way of getting loan or money or capital from the public is could be of two ways. The first thing is that short-term money, which could be collected with the help of banks or other institutions in a term of cash. But sometime when the company is needed some of the money for long time, so that could be collected in a form of shares, in a form of debenture, and in a form of bond. Each and every one of these ways or this terminology has its own definitions, its own characteristics, and its own way of the definitions. So I hope that you are clear with the first things of the way of getting money or taking money from the public in a term of shares, which is common to each and every one. When someone is going to buy shares of some of the company, that he or she is the shareholder of that company, and the shareholder is called as owner of the company. But the other way, the other methods in order to collect money or capital from the public is that debenture. Debenture is also a way in order to get money or take loan from the public in a long term rather than short term. Hope the concept is clear. Let's go ahead with the explanation. So debenture is basically, the term debenture is derived from a Latin word by the name of debri, which means to have a debt. Students, in a Latin words there are some of the words and terminology which gives some specific meaning for that purpose, for specific purpose, right? So in the Latin words, the word of debenture has been taken from the debris. Debris means debt. Debt is once again an accounting terminology which is being used in a business area, which means that taking of loan. Debt means that when someone is going to get loan from someone else, that is called as debt or debtor of the company. And a company may raise part of its capital by obtaining loans. And the another meaning of the debris is that when the company is going to collect money or capital from the public, the way of obtaining or the way of getting or the way of capturing money from the public is also known as debenture, which has been taken from the Latin word. Latin means debris. Debris means that debt, and debt means that when the company is going to take loan from the public. And the short-term capital is mostly met by the company from banks in the form of cash credits. The students, as I said before, that when there is short-term money is needed, for example, for 1 day, for 1 month, or for 1 week, the company is not going to give preferences to take this money in the form of debenture or shares. So the company, as per the policies and strategies, they may refer to the bank and take some money for the short term and then return back that particular money within particular time. But the long term financing may be raised by issuing debenture and shares. Insurance, shares, debenture and bond are some of the platform where the company can get or obtain loan from the public for the long time. It's like a shares, but it has its own usage and its own terminologies. Thus, debenture like share is a long-term financing generated by the company through public borrowing. So as I said before, that when the company needed money or capital for the long term in order to be used within the company, so that's why the company is going to get loan from the public in the term of shares or in the term of debenture. Debenture is basically used for the long term, getting money or financing the company through the public borrowing. So once the company is going to borrow some money or some capital from the public for a long term, like for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years or 5 years, so here the company may be selecting this way of the debentures to collect money through the public. For example, let me give an example. A company needs, assume that 1 lakh for 1 week. So here, as per the policies and strategies of the company may not be referring to the shares, issuing of the shares or issuing of the debentures. So the company would go for the bank and take some of the loan from the bank for the short term. But if you talk about the long term financing of the company, so the company has different ways in order to collect money from the public, in the term of share, in the term of debenture and in the term of bond. So specifically today we are here to discuss the debenture, which is one way or one procedure or one methodology that any company can take money from the public. So for the purpose of better understanding, let's give a real meaning to the debenture. What do you mean by debentures? Yeah. So debenture is a security issued to the investors under the seal of the company who becomes creditor of the company. Dear students, rather than being as the shareholder, when someone is going to provide money to the company in the form of debenture, he or she may not be the owner of the shareholder or the owner of the company, but they could be the creditor of the companies. If you have heard that some of the large companies, rather than having shareholders, they do have hundreds of the creditors of the companies. Creditors in the term means that they have issued debentures and collected some money from the public. So basically, debenture is a security. Dear students, once we say that security is some guaranteed paper documentation signed by the company and issuing to the public for the purpose of getting money. So investors are always in the market and roaming and waiting for some of the opportunity that which company is going to announce and which company is going to issue some of the security. So debenture itself is a security which is issued to the investors under the seal of the company for the purpose of obtaining or getting money from the public. So once the one or the people who are providing money to the company are the creditor of the company, and it is a document which is issued by the company as an evidence of its debt. The students, obviously, when someone is going to invest within the company or someone is going to provide money to the company for a long time, obviously there is the need of documentations. There is the need of written documents to be given to that particular investors. So basically, debenture, in another word we could call is a debenture is a documents or papers are signed and written and authorized paper issued by the company toward the investors for the purpose of getting the fund or money from the public. So we can summarize in such a way that the debenture, another definition of the debenture could be that it is a document which is issued by the company as evidence of its debt. Evidence means that it's an written documents, proved documents, authorized documents issued by the company toward its debt. Debts means that the one who is going to provide money to the company, or the loan, you could say that. So the one who is going to provide, that is called as debtor, and the particular amount of money in the term of loan is called as debt. So here are some of the features of the debenture. Apart from the definition, and the definition we say that the first definition is that debenture is nothing, that it is a security which is issued to the investors under the seal of the company for the purpose of getting money from the public, or who becomes the creditor of the company. And another word we say that the debenture is a it is a documents, written documents or signed documents or authorized documents which is issued by the company as an evidence of its debt. But there are some of the features, there are some of the determination of the debentures. Let's discuss the features of the debentures one by one. There are main features of the debentures are: one, it shows the debt of the company. Excuse me. So why we do say it is in a documents, or it is in a record, or which is in a written documents? It shows always the debt of the company. It shows the level of the loan, how much loan the company has taken. That is the first features. The second features, it has a nominal value like shares. Nominal value means in a term of percentage. For example, the debenture has been issued for 10%, 3%, and 5% or 7%. It depends on the policies of the company. Some of the company issue it in high value, and some of the company issue it in a low value respectively. It depends on the situations, it depends on the nature of the company, it depends on the amount of the company, and it depends on the requirements of the company. So always a debenture, which is known as a documents, or which is known as a security, is issued excuse me, in a nominal value. Nominal value means that in a term of percentage. So 3%, 5%, 10%, 12 to 15% are the common nominal value of the debentures which are issued by the different companies to the public. The third features is that it is a documents issued under the seal of the company. Dear students, whenever the debenture is going to be issued, the debenture is not going to be issued under the normal signature of someone. It is always issued under the seal of the company. So if you do remember, under one of the important characteristics of the company is that each and every company carries with a common and specific seal. So this debenture, which is a written documents, is always issued under the seal of the companies. And the last feature is that fixed rate of interest. That is, the interest rate for a specific period of time is fixed. Again, it's one of the accounting perspective. If you talk that the fixed rate of interest is means that when the company is going to give a nominal value like 5%, 5% of the debenture rate, so here the interest rate would be fixed for the period of time. If they have taken the loan, as we say that debenture is long-term financing of the company, so here if the company, if the investors are providing loan for 5 years, so the interest rate of the debenture would be always fixed. It is not going to be changed for 1 year to the from 1 year to the another year. The interest rate of the, or the nominal value of the debenture is always fixed. It's not going to be changed. So look here. So there are 4 features of the debenture, which is long-term financing of a company, the term of debt by the investors, or which is also known as a documents, which is always issued under the seal of the company for the purpose of evidencing the debt. So it has 4 features. The first feature is that it shows the debt of the company. It shows, or it determined what it's going to be finding out the level of the loan of the company annually or semi-annually. The second one is it has a nominal value. There is a percentage which is dedicated for the debentures by the company respectively. It's not going to be same at all the company, but it's going to be different in different companies. The third one is it is a documents which is issued under the seal of the company, exactly. And the last one is there is a fixed rate of the interest for that particular debentures. The rate of the interest is not going to be changed with respect to the time. So it's going to be fixed always from the starting up to the ending point of the loan. And the another portion under the debenture is that for the purpose of understanding better about the debenture, which is long-term financing of the company, is that types of the debenture. Dear students, the debentures which are issued by the company are not going to be same or not going to be in a one platform. There are different types of the debenture. So let's discuss one by one. The first thing is that ordinary or next debenture. The second one is mortgage debenture. The third one is redeemable debenture, and the fourth one is irredeemable debenture. The fifth one is registered debenture, and the sixth one is convertible debenture. So as we discuss the different classes of the share, in the same while or in the same way, here the debenture has also different types. So particularly debenture has 6 types, starting from the ordinary or next debenture and ending with the convertible debenture. Yeah, so I'm going to conclude the today class over here, and the different types of the debenture would be discussing or elaborating in our next classes. Thank you so much from your kind attention. Take care. God bless you.